everybody. This week's First Chapter Friday is Coop Knows the Scoop by Taryn Souders. So we'll just start right with Chapter 1 because I feel like Chapter 1 in this case does tell you kind of what to expect for the rest of the book. Chapter 1. When the Whitney Bottom Town Council voted to tear down the old playground and build a new one, no one ever imagined what lay buried beneath the rusted slide. The morning the human bones turned up and the news started flying around town, I was up to my ball cap in dirty coffee cups. My best friend Justice burst through the screened back door of A Latte Books. He slipped through the spilled water on the floor and slid to a stop, clutching the counter. "Dang it, Coop, you beat us here again," he said. I set a wet mug on the drying rack. "Figured if we finished chores early, we could go out and check out the grave. I'm dying to see the skeleton." "Whole town's been talking about it." Justice puffed out a breath of air. "Heard the police are there now." Strangers think Jess and me are twins because we're both cursed with messy red hair and a truckload of freckles, not to mention we're both 13. But his real twin sister is Liberty, even though she looks nothing like him, being a blonde and, well, a girl. Liberty sauntered in, joining Justice and me in the kitchen. She slouched against the counter and tossed her baseball cap from hand to hand. Baseball was to Liberty like oxygen was to the rest of us. "That dumb old skeleton is all people have on their brains this morning," she said. "You're just mad the police won't let you on the baseball field," Justice replied. Liberty spit into the trash can. She was a Southern Belle minus the bell part. She also ran faster and slugged harder than anyone else in Whitney Bottom. "It's probably just some soldier left over from the Civil War." Justice tied on an apron and grabbed a tub filled with dirty dishes. "Nuh-uh," he said. "Dad said there wasn't hardly any war fought in this part of Georgia." Liberty rolled her eyes. "Well, that doesn't mean there was nothing. Maybe he crawled home to die." "Come on, Lib," I said, tossing her an apron. "We all got kitchen duty, not just Justice and me." "I've never seen a skeleton before," Justice said. "The one hanging in group's class doesn't count." "Doesn't count," Liberty corrected. Ignoring his glare, she stood straight and shoved her baseball into her apron pocket. "And it's too late. No one can get within 100 feet of that playground," she frowned, "or the baseball fields. The police already cordoned off the whole area." Justice sighed. "Does cordon begin with a K or a C?" "C," Liberty and I answered together. Justice muttered and reached for his now dog-eared pocket dictionary. Liberty threw out vocabulary the way she threw a fastball, smooth and unstoppable. 3 years ago, Justice started carrying a dictionary in his back pocket after an unfortunate misunderstanding of the word rendezvous left him locked in the women's bathroom at the Piggly Wiggly for 2 hours. I thought Jess was destined to spend his life one step behind in every conversation on account of him having to look up words so often. But Gramps said Jess may as well pass us all with his vocabulary one day. According to Gramps, life is a journey, and what we are now is not necessarily what we will be. Justice sighed. "Well, at least we could see what the police are doing. Take some pictures, maybe?" Mama poked her head through the kitchen door and smiled at the twins. "Hi, Jess, Lib. Do you all mind watching the counter for a while? The coffee delivery came in along with a bunch of book orders. Your folks and I need to run inventory." A couple of years ago, Liberty and Justice's folks, Mr. and Mrs. Gordon, owned the used bookstore next door. They must have tired out their imaginations giving their kids creative names because their store, it was just called Used Books. But then all that changed. The inside wall between Mama's coffee shop and their bookstore had been demolished, and A Latte Books, Whitney Bottom's first and only bookstore cafe, with new books, not just used ones, was where Lib, Jess, and I spent our summers. Us kids, we got stuck washing dishes, shelving books, or whatever else needed doing. Jess rubbed the back of his neck. "Actually, ma'am, we were just about to go to the—" I kicked him. Mama raised her eyebrows and stepped inside, letting the swinging door flop back and forth behind her. "Cooper Goodman," she poked me with her clipboard, "you're up to something. And if you think that something happens to involve a skeleton at the playground, then you've got another thing coming. The store is brimming over with people, and I need your help." Where was Gramps when I needed him? He would have let us go. In fact, I reckon he would have even given us a ride to the playground. He might be a stickler for the rules, but he had his mischievous side too. The bell dinged at the coffee counter. Mama glanced out the small rectangular window that was set in the kitchen door. "It's Meriwether and Ruth," she said. Checking the time on her watch, she sighed. "I have to go." She turned to leave, but stopped and nodded at the two sisters standing at the counter. Don't forget you'll need to bring them their order. Lord knows we don't want them trying to carry their coffee again. Not after yesterday's fiasco. Yes, ma'am. Gramps will be in later on to help, but right now, Sugar, I need you not distracted by talk of a skeleton. She patted my cheek. Ma, I whispered. Sugar's a wimpy name, and I had told her so a million times. Lib snorted. Mama smiled. I'm sorry. And Coop, Mama put her hand on her hip and shook her finger. Stay here. The police don't need anyone underfoot. My shoulders sagged. I promise, I said. And that is chapter 1. Of course, that's not really how the story goes. Coop definitely does not stay out of trouble. He does not stay away from the skeleton. And it turns out the skeleton might actually be related to him. So he and his friends definitely get caught up in trying to solve this mystery. It's really fun. Chapters are pretty short, so it reads pretty quickly. Come by the library and check it out.